What's up, everybody? Anthony here, specialtymotorcars.net, and behind me you can see a beautiful 2004 Lincoln Town Car Ultimate. Kind of a unique car, I guess. I don't know, maybe not. But it's kind of oddly special to me, and I don't really know why it became so, but I've had this car exactly a year today, the day I'm filming this, which will be tomorrow when you see it. So a year and a day from the day you see this video. I've had this car for a year. I took this car in on trade, and for some reason I oddly fell in love with it, and I kept it all this time, and I've put 6,000 miles on it in a very satisfying way. Normally I don't like putting that many miles on my used cars, and I never roll a car over the next 10,000 mile interval. This car came in with 54,000 and now it's got 60, so I would never roll it over from 59 to 60, but for some reason I just really like driving this car. I'm going to tell you all about it, but now it's for sale. It's time to move it on, find it a new loving home. Let's get into the video. You want to be hot? And here she is, a beautiful 2004 Lincoln Town Car Ultimate Series. Now for 2004, the Ultimate Series would have been the trim package that took over the Cartier or Cartier trim that had been running for many decades. That was kind of back when Ford said, hey, let's start confusing all of our longtime customers and we'll start calling things different things that we've never called them before, like calling a Ford Taurus a Ford 500, etc. Anyways, this is a 2004 Ultimate. So it would have been the top of the line for the 2004 model year, and then also 2005, you can get one as well. But this Ultimate is a real clean car. I took this car in on trade a year ago, and I don't know what it was with this car. I mean, this car isn't like, you know, my favorite color combination, and you know me, I love the gingerbread and the tops, and this car really doesn't have any of that. But for some reason I just loved it. I said, you know what, I'll drive this a little bit, and then a little bit turned into a lot of it, and a lot of it turned into a really lot of it, because I put 6,000 miles on this car, taking it in on trade at 54. And like I said in the intro, usually I never roll a car over, but I just didn't care because I like driving this car so much that I rolled it over. It's now got 60,000 miles. I haven't been using it as often as I did when I first got it in, so now it's time to find it another home. So you could say this was my personal driver for some time. It's finished in color code G4, which is cashmere tri-coat. It's beautiful tri-stage paint. With like a light stone gray leather interior, and you know, like I said, nothing crazy as far as tops or anything like that. Just a really nice driving car. I actually took this car up to Canada with a buddy of mine, Nick. Met a whole bunch of other town car lovers, and I was driving this car, and I think they probably assumed I would have brought like the nicest one possible, the lowest mileage one I had, but this was my driver, and I don't know. It just oddly stuck around. I really have no way to describe why I kept this car around so long and put so many miles on it. But we just pulled it out, put it through the shop, serviced it. She's ready to go. We did a ton of work to this car, Papa and I, and this is all after I drove it all these miles. I didn't do anything but an oil change when I got it in. But since driving it all those miles, it did need service, you know, when I got it, but it wasn't pressing. We did brakes, struts, stuff like that. All stuff that really didn't bother me. Put a windshield in it. I'll get into all that stuff momentarily when we get into the road test video part of it. But I'm going to go around. I'm going to show you a couple little minor blemishes here and there. This car, I didn't chase this car to be perfect. I like making my cars perfect, but this car, you know, it's got a few blemishes, so I'm pricing this car to appeal to my audience who says, hey, I don't need a perfect Lincoln Town car. I just want a really reliable one that's fully serviced. I don't care about a few little minor abrasions here or there. I'd rather a better deal. I don't need a garage queen or a show car. So this is the type of car that I'm kind of aiming that towards. And I'll point that out in the video. And yeah, some of the marks and abrasions I could have had fixed or done some other things, and asked more for the car. But I don't know. It's ready to go. So here it is, 2004 Lincoln Town Car Ultimate. We'll start on this front corner here and show you, like I said, just the details. You can see really nice paint on this car. This is, like I said, color code G4. Brand new windshield just installed. Had a little bit of a stone chip right here, dead center. Didn't really bother me, but I know in most states it wouldn't pass inspection. So I did just have a new windshield put in. You can see the roof. Got a smudge or something that I missed. Roof is in nice shape. No dings or marks on the roof. This car does have tinted glass throughout. I know it spent some time in Florida or back and forth to Florida. It was originally a New Jersey car, two-owner car from New Jersey. But I know the first and original owner had brought it down to Florida, so I'm assuming that's why the windows had been tinted, to give it that Florida vibe. But anyways, so the top surfaces, like I said, glass, windshield, all in good shape. Roof, hood. Coming down the hood, you can see real nice gloss. All the grill and bright work on the grill is in nice shape. It's a 60,000 mile car, and it shows like a 60,000 mile car. Excuse me. Got a fly attacking me here. But this color, cashmere tri-coat, is a real sharp color, especially in the sun. It's a very high metallic color. You can kind of see it there. The sun's hiding behind one of the clouds. Didn't get it. That's a little fly that's bugging me. Headlights are nice and clear. Like I said, the Lincoln grille is in great shape. Stand-up hood ornament also in great shape. Front bumper has just a few little minor... Oh, where's my pointer? Here we go. A few little minor rock chips and stuff like that. Real minor stuff. You can see a little bit of a split. Oh, where am I? Right there. A little bit of a split in that front license plate bracket. And a couple more little minor chips. A few little minor marks here. These look like some type of touch-up that was done on the bumper here. It almost looks like a pearl paint. I think the elderly gentleman that I got, or that originally had, there comes the sun. Yeah. Take a look at that metallic. Oh, hello, yeah. She pops. This car pops in the sun, especially with the chrome wheels. I think that's one of the reasons why I liked it, because it had the chrome wheels. I like this color, the tinted windows. Normally I don't like tinted windows, but because these were already tinted, I don't know, I'm still trying to figure out why I love this car so much. Beautiful two-tone pinstripe. That I did do. It's a burgundy and silver, bright silver metallic stripe. Probably a color you wouldn't pick off the shelf and say, yeah, burgundy and silver, but I think it looks real great on this car. It does have a little bit of a scratch right here. You can see a little bit of paint missing down on this lower section of bumper. Other than that, like I said, these few little touch-ups up here. Front bumper's in pretty good shape. Fender here is in nice shape. Lower cladding shows well. These Uniroyal tires were put on just before I got the car. You can see here, date code is the 5th week of 2022. So those tires have all of maybe 6,000 miles on them. Well, that's what they have on them. The wheels are in great shape. They show very well. But in a few of the pockets, you can see a few spots of pitting. I guess in just those two pockets on this wheel. Those are an upgraded wheel. I think these were like $895. I got them on I got the window sticker with this car. This is an Ultimate. It had like 3 options. The chrome wheels. I don't remember what else, and I don't remember what else. So I'll show you that when we get on the inside here. Mirror is in nice shape. Couple very minor little scuffs there. Come down the door here, shows really well. Little itty bitty guy right there, kind of looks like maybe superficial on top of the paint. It does have a ding in the chrome right here, you can see. And then another one right there. A little spot that Gramps looks like he might have touched up right there on the door edge. And then also down here, you can kind of see it. Grandpa was a little sloppy with his touch-up brush, but he must have, kind of chewed this up onto some type of opening, maybe in his garage or something, and caught it a few times. There are a few other minor chips. There's another one right there. And then you can see this light scratch in the door. I'm actually looking at it without the sun on it. It looks a lot worse in this picture or camera than it does in person. You can see front windows are a little lighter than the rear windows. I mean, you can kind of see in the front windows. Rear windows are dark. I'd say maybe like a 20% tint. The front, oh, I don't really know my tint scales. Like I said, I'm not much of a tint kind of guy. But I don't know, 20%-ish, maybe 35 in the front, I guess. We'll go with that. That's what I'm going to guess. Don't hold me to it. Whatever your local laws are as far as window tint and whatnot, that's on you. That's cars coming with the window tint on it. Rear quarter panel, nice shape. Bumper corner here. I forgot the wheel. Wheel opening molding is in good shape. No, maybe a little bit of a chip right on that door edge there. I think I got all that. This wheel, again, nice set of Uniroyal tires. These were just replaced just before I took the car in. You can see, again, just a few spots and some of the random spokes to have a little bit of chrome peel. Come up over the deck lid here. Real nice. I love this color. I've had quite a few town cars in this color. I think this color was actually an option too. Taillights show well. All the Lincoln and town car individual letters are all present. The rear trunk panel here, you can see a little bit of kind of cracking or crazing, lifting, or we'll say, in the chrome on that side, and a little bit on this side. Not horrible. There are a few puck marks on the rear bumper. You can see like license plate impressions, one there, couple little marks there, one down low here. So it looks like you can see these two impressions and another one right there. Again, overall, not bad. I think this was another reason why I like this car so much, was because it had a few little minor imperfections, and I didn't mind driving it. And I don't want to say not caring about it, but like, I don't know. I got my Brohms in my garage, and I get paranoid about driving them. I keep them under covers and in my shop 365 days a year. I just got in a blue 91 Brougham with 79,000 miles. Nice driver quality car. And I've been driving that as well for the last couple weeks, not trying to roll it over to 80,000 miles, but thoroughly enjoying driving that car because I don't have to worry about little things. It's already got a few little marks and abrasions here and there. And that, to me, is a more enjoyable car than, say, a 20,000 mile, never been touched, never been painted, no issues car. I know there's some car guys out there that'll understand where I'm coming from, not to ramble on. You can see here some crazing in the paint here and some cracking here as well. Looks like maybe someone bumped into something at one point. I know it was like that. All this stuff was like this when I bought the car, so don't shoot me for doing any kind of damage. Quarter here is in nice shape. Got the ultimate badging. Getting that two-tone stripe down the side. Did both sides of the car, and I didn't do anything else. I didn't put white walls on it, and I know I'm gonna get roasted by some people like, oh, your own car that you drove, you didn't put white walls. These tires are new. Like, it's hard for me to take them off, and I knew I was just driving it. But anyways, rear door here, nice shape. Got a little bit of a chip or scuff there. Gramps touched something up there. And it looks like at some point he must have rubbed down something here, because you can see a scratch right there that he didn't touch up, and then a few spots in this lower cladding here that he did. There's also a ding kind of right here on the door. You can kind of see it there. Looks like he blotted some paint on there. I do know that the person who traded this car into me, the original owner, was somehow family related. So I think this car was passed down through the family. He had it for a while, realized it just wasn't the type of car he needed. I know he had a young child, and he said just it wasn't very practical for them to keep. So he wanted something a little bit bigger, and traded it in for a long wheelbase town car that I had. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. And I will agree, when I had my daughter in her car seat, a non-long wheelbase car, I mean, these are big cars, but having a long wheelbase for a kid in the back, was great. He loved the town car, he just wanted something a little bigger. And I can't really knock him for that. And then you can see a little bit of a mark here, touched up, and then this is probably the worst spot. So, overall for this car, I know I skipped tires and wheels again. This wheel, yeah, you can see a few little spots of corrosion just on those spokes. These ones are all good. Again, nice tire. Nice tire. A little bit of corrosion in there. It's like half the wheel has corrosion. The other pockets are nice to decent. This side of the car is probably the worst, and I'm really knocking it for, little spots touched up. Honestly, if you wanted to make this car perfect, you paint this cladding, that cladding, and, well, maybe all the cladding between the wheels, the 4 pieces. You really wanted to do the rear bumper over. Aside from that, it's just little stuff. But, for the person who's going to drive this car and enjoy it, it's a beautiful looking car. I'm being really harsh on it just because I know the car so well. But overall, this car is in really, really great shape, and it shows really well. And like I said, we just went through and serviced it. I'll run down the laundry list of things that we did to it. But, I mean, just overall, you look at it, it's like, wow, that's a nice car. And some of that stuff on like the lower part of the door over there, I could have covered up by putting the chrome lower rocker kit on it. But I didn't want to cover it up, and hide it knowing it was there. But it's there. The chrome kit is something you could definitely do. Paint in between here and here, or like I said, just don't even do anything. Drive it, enjoy it, love it. Like I said, it's a really, really nice car, just the way it is. Obviously, it passed my test. All right, let's dive onto the inside of this town car. I'll show you the inside, and then we're going to take it for a spin back to the shop. We'll get it up on the lift for you. All right, diving onto the inside of the Lincoln Town car. You'll see it's kind of got like a light gray, like a stone gray colored interior. I think that's what Ford actually called it, like light stone gray. You can correct me down in the comments if I'm wrong. But like a light gray, kind of shaly leather interior with like a darker gray dash and two-tone. You can see all inside door jambs here are very nice and clean on this car. Some minor corrosion on the sill plate, like is typical with these cars. All the door gaskets and everything are in great shape. This is a non-smoker's car. Obviously, I don't smoke, and I wouldn't put up with it if it was my car either. You can see some scratching in this wood trim panel here. Someone with long fingernails kept chipping away there. It's not horrible, but you can kind of see when you get up close and you look at the texture. A little bit of wear on the pull strap here. Same with on this wood panel here. You can see a little bit of wear there. And a minor little split right there. You pop this open, you get a little storage down in here as well. It does have heated seats, memory seats. You come in, see the dash here. You can see a leather wrap steering wheel with wood trim. It does have a few scratches in the leather. You can see there. Turn this air down a little bit. Driver's seat shows well. The bottom here has, I would say, a little bit more than what you'd accept as normal, although it does have 60,000 miles of wear and some odd discoloration kind of in the leather here. I don't know if the color had been coming off or something. Back doesn't look bad. It has the Lincoln stars embroidered in it, but you can see some wear on the leather there. Come to the back seat here. Back seat shows really well in this car. Door panels, little ashtrays, all show well. Inside the jams, nice and clean. Lincoln sill plate shows nice. Again, all the gaskets and everything in great shape. We'll zoom out a little bit. Backseat leather looks, I would say, hardly used. There might be these two impressions here, which would have been from his car seat. The previous owner's, not mine, because my daughter sat on that side. Carpeting shows well, nice and clean. Seat back. Seat back, map pockets. But overall, like I said, the back seat nice and clean. Just these two little odd impressions there, like something, probably a car seat, I would think. Close that door. Come around on the passenger side. Inside the jam, nice and clean. The wood trimming back here is in nice shape. Definitely back seat hasn't been used as much. Looks like I am missing a plug over that screw cap. Might have an extra one at the shop. But overall, real clean back here. This is where my daughter sat. I have one of those seat mats that I put over any seats that my daughter has her car seat in. You know, but like I was saying before, for a town car, I mean, they're great cars, but having a kid in a car seat, you can kind of see where there'd be a little bit of kicking on the back seat, and that drives me nuts. So I prefer L's as well, and that's essentially what this guy transferred into, was a long wheelbase. Up to the front here. Inside that jam. Lincoln sill plate. All the gaskets, nice and clean. Passenger side door panel shows real nice. All the pull strap and everything, the wood. Seems like most of the wear is just over there on the driver's side. Lock, unlock your windows, heated seats. You got little cubbies in there, nice and clean. Dashboard shows nice, shows well. Passenger side seat here, you got the Lincoln star embroidered on the back. Passenger seat shows really, really well. Nice, soft, supple leather. Carpeting shows well. Some very minor staining on the kind of the edge there, but nothing too crazy. The headliner is in great shape. Sun visors. Alright, let's jump behind the wheel. I'll pop the hood, pop the trunk, show you what I got for keys, and then we'll take it for a spin. Alright, we're behind the wheel here of my town car. I'm going to start it up. I do have two keys. One is an original, and one is a valet key, and then I have two original key fobs as well. Start it up. Memory seat does work. You can see I recalled the memory position with the key in. It's got 60,420 miles on it. Put the air on, but we'll put that on low right now. I do have the original owner's manuals The leather-bound book is kind of deteriorating a little bit. I've kind of seen that happen before on some. Got the key code for the door, all the books inside here, which is real nice to have. And then in here, there's some cool little things in here that came with the car, if I can get them out. One of the things that I thought was cool was this car being in the newspaper. And you know, it's funny, a lot of people, oh jeez, I'm just struggling here. A lot of people say, oh, I wish they never stopped making these cars, they were the best cars, why'd they stop making them? Well, here's a perfect example. And I remember talking to people when the 2011s were out, 10s and 11s, the discounts that they were giving to sell these cars, nobody was buying them. It's like one of those things that, you know, you only realize how great it is until it's gone. So here's this is the town car, new Lincoln Town Car, 04 Ultimate, $12,000 off the price. MSRP was $46,000, okay? So they bought this car brand new for $35,000. Now, yes, this does say we found 04 leftovers, so it was probably a little bit better of a deal than what I would say you normally get, but there was a lot of discounts back in the day on these cars to get them off the lot. So, you know, sometimes when I hear people say, oh, geez, I don't know why they stopped making them. It's one of the reasons why not as many people were buying them, especially 10, 11. I got some service records here. This is kind of a weird copy of the original window sticker. ...2004 Ultimate Town Car. Let's see what we got for options. Tri-coat, yep, $600. White wall tires, forgive me. And then the chrome wheels, $895. So $46,825 was the original sticker on this car. Here's another gimmick. Oops, computer glitch. We just found 04 leftovers that we must blow out. We got the LS's. So this guy must have done some shopping, and I don't think his town car's in here. Moonroof. This is an 04 Ultimate, though. 04 Ultimate. I have to check the VIN number. 835. I don't know. That might be it right there. Those two are Ultimates. But it was sold new at Rittenhouse Kerr in Ocean Township, New Jersey. And then these are just some service records from the original owner. But let's pop the trunk here. We'll pop the hood and take a look. Get the sun back out and beaming. Absolutely beaming. But you can see nice and clean underneath the engine compartment here. 4.6 liter V8 rear wheel drive, just like all these town cars are. Real clean, all the plastic. Some minor surface rust on some of the nuts and bolts. Upper frame mounts for the control arms. But I've been under this car because we serviced it, and I'm going to bring it back to the shop. I did a little video of it on the lift to show you how clean it actually is under there. You know, a typical New Jersey car that was spared some harsh winters. Like I said, this car did go back and forth a few times to Florida, so I would assume during the winter months. For floor mats, all I have is the two front floor mats. The Lincoln mats there, you can see the embroidered Lincoln star. Some minor soiling there. I don't have the rears. I never had the rears. I don't have any rears, so it would need a set of generic floor mats for that. But plates on it. Let's jump in and take it for a spin here. All right, let's take it for a spin here. I'll show you some of the things. We got the seat all the way back. It does have the power adjustable foot pedals, your steering wheel controls for your cruise, the audio controls and fan speed controls, which I think are cool. You can turn up and down, temperature, etc. Of your climate control. One thing that I did not fix that is common with this era town car is when you put it in reverse, you can see here it says parking assist is disabled. Essentially it needs a new parking assist module behind the rear bumper. I do that on a lot of my town cars. I'll replace the module, but the module is like a $400 module. And again, this car, I'm aiming more towards a budget-friendly offering. I did service this car, and I did tons of service work to it. More the things that it needed, and I mean, I'd even argue to say some of the stuff that I did wasn't needed, but I did do. But you know, I guess I don't know. This is hard. You guys think this is easy, but you know, you want to. I have the mentality of all my cars to make them as brand new as possible. And like I said earlier in the video, some people don't want that, or maybe can't afford that, or really just don't want it because they want to drive the car. They're going to use it as a daily driver. They don't want to, you know, spend the money it's going to cost to buy a, you know, a museum piece, you know, a 20,000 mile car, only to drive it and devalue it. This car has been driven. It shows a few abrasions. This car will appeal to a different type of buyer. But that's not normally what I do, so it's hard for me to draw a line in the sand and say, okay, you know, I'm going to do this, this, and that. It's just like that brougham I was telling you about. You know, I'm having a hard time saying, okay, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. Because at the end of the day, again, you got to keep in mind the budget and the price point of that car. And that brougham that I have is never going to be a diamond, a grandma's gem. You know, so no matter what you do, it's still going to be the same car. So I do what I can do, and I drive the value that way. All right, let's jump on the highway here. Get it out on the open road. And she cruises nicely. Like I said, I took this car to Canada. Took it on a few trips to add that many miles. But it's one of those things when I think of, geez, where did I go in 6,000 miles? Well, somehow I put it on it. Because, like I said, this car had 54,000 when this car came in to my shop. But as far as other service work that we've done, like I said, the tires are like brand new, 6,000 miles of wear on them. The brakes have all been replaced, pads and rotors in the front and rear. Emergency brake shoes in the rear, those just fell apart. So we replaced those. Did front struts, upper control arms, fuel filter, oil change. I did a windshield. Like I said, it had a little star right here. And again, it didn't bother me, but I know it would probably bother somebody. So I just had this replaced last week. Replaced the AC accumulator that was leaking, and surprisingly the AC still worked in the car, but it must have been recharged just before I got it because that accumulator was rusty. Did that, wiper blades, oil change. I also resealed the intake cowl there, like I always do, and then the other thing that I did to this car was I replaced the upper and lower intermediate steering shaft. Kind of common on some of these older town cars, for the shafts to start binding up on the universal joints. So I did that as well. Let's see if we can get cruise control going. I know it worked. Yep, speed control is on. It's a nice car. Climate control, it works nice. Heat is nice. Ice cold air conditioning. The radio works. You know, it's a really nice driving car. I'm actually going to miss this car, and I don't know why. I'm not trying to pump the car up because I've just shown you the car for what it was, but it's just a nice car. It's a nice driving car, you know, that is slightly less than perfect, but that's what makes it an enjoyable car. Like I said, my Bromes, I'm paranoid about leaving them in my driveway for sap to fall from a tree, or, you know, for a neighborhood kid to kick a soccer ball and it bounces off the hood, or, you know, my daughter a rubber bike, you know, handle up against it. Like, it just, so I don't even enjoy my own cars. And if I had a town car in my collection, it'd be the same thing. I wouldn't want to take it out and leave it in my driveway, or, you know, bring it somewhere. And that's why I really liked, I think, this car. I think that's the reason why. But anyways, 2004 Lincoln Town Car. This is an Ultimate, so this is the top of the trim for 2004 model year. My name is Anthony. I totally appreciate all you guys for watching, getting some of these older cars that I've had in inventory, just sitting around, finally serviced and going through them. That's why you haven't seen a video in a couple weeks. I think 12 days was my last video on the Grand Marquis, which is sold. But I'm trying to get chipped through some of the older stuff that I've had sitting around, and with that comes a little bit of time because they all need a little bit of everything. They're not as much as the easy in and out type of cars that gets me sometimes quicker videos to the market here. So just bear with me with that. I want to get some stuff gone. You know, we're in August now, and winter is not too far away, and I'd like to get this stuff gone before fall comes, leaves change, and now I'm strapped for space. So any questions, give me a call, 978-930-1004. Totally appreciate you for watching. You're going to want to know the price on this car. Price of the car is going to be $10,995. And like I always say, don't let distance stop you from getting a dream car in your driveway. I can help arrange shipping right to your front door. That's something that I do for all my customers at cost. I ship a lot of cars in and I ship a lot of cars out. Most of my cars come and go on trucks. Very rarely do I meet my customers. But head on over to my website, specialtymotorcars.net. You can see all the still pictures of this Lincoln Town car. You can also see a list of upcoming inventory that I have coming up that's in the shop that I'm working on now. What do I got coming up after this? I got a GMC Yukon XL 2500. That's in the shop, getting serviced. I don't know why I'm even drawing a blank. Got a Cadillac Escalade, EXT, that's out getting serviced. I got that brougham that I'm going to start working on. I got a couple bromes that I'm getting closer to the finish line on. So I do have a couple of nice brougham d'elegances coming up. So going to get back in the swing of things here now that summer is winding down. Any questions, give me a call, 978-930-1004. Thanks everybody for watching. Let's head back to the shop and I'll show you the clip of the bottom of this Lincoln Town car. All right, here's a quick shot of the bottom of the ultimate town car here. You can see actually a pretty clean car for a lifelong New Jersey car. We got new front pads, rotors, struts, upper control arms, and then you can see in there stabilizer links. Get a fresh oil change, motorcraft filter, but pretty clean. Some light surface rust. New fuel filter as well. Air suspension bags look good. New rear pads, rotors, and emergency brake shoes. You can see a little bit of corrosion on some of these panels here. Some minor chipping on the trunk pan, but the frame and everything looks good. Any questions, give me a call, 978-930-1004.